ene eya ye homo mobosum ya wo mu ne de to so aduasan fiempino ene aduono enum enie yamayarefo nyina che ede aba Royal Television so ebraso se ensem ahodo a yaboaboa no se kase yede ebesom ya hwefo na ensem a yede eba no de edimu akotile ebi enie Ankane penimpa wono ena na Gihog Distilleries odano no ene abeto dwasem penimfo atonsa afre no
Sa enzo so ena omapembechi edi atudwa se university for omo research fund no abani abeso hwe nodumudwuma ma wono
so afa ohwa no nsem so edi abeto dwa Ghana di shebi a US yabo wo mo edi aba
sa nso ena kopiemu ewo eye forest back mu a enka be kan san se wo muntu afumagudie kwan bone so no ene forest commission for the abo ani wo mu nsem de bebrem
yebetwa suo na yakwa ama no ne Uganda memu yebekọ honom wo mampani no ede krata afofo bi apiedwa ho nsem ayepinso
South Africa eman no ensu mu abetudwa se omo police panyini baako yachim mu nsem de bebrem
ensem we ne afofo bi ene yede esom sekase ewo Royal Television eso marking kind for eyeme nana amasewa amoabe mene
osei akwasi sheho yenye mene nsem nangasa yenkenkan ni nyina emfa emmamo yensha se Ghana mampanyini abrechi na opoku achiman akache ma me bepiemu e wasante mantama sei e wa bra na yeken university for onom di 58th special congregation ceremony jumedie e de share so na jumedie no na jumedie a efe na nika pe ye pepsen panyifa titru na e na wonom eba so exwatini hene na woti ho ebi ne ho e na mampabrechi na magye no opoku achiman e de etudwa se aban eni abrepa yo pese wo hwe na woboa ema eye aban hwiapan wodo nyina no om research fan no e ho nsem kan akwani pa yi pa wo se 2016 no aban hwe ya wonom etew eye national research fund ebeboa ema e ho nsem kan nyina koyi e diama wono.
On behalf of His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, to you, the Governing Council, and the management of the university for this invitation to the final session of the 58th Special Congregation Ceremony. His Excellency sends his warm regards and best wishes for the successful ceremony to all graduates. I encourage faculty and students to continue conducting impactful research and actively share their findings with both government and industry to promote development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me briefly mention a couple of key policies that government is currently prioritizing in tertiary education. First is a National Research Fund, and I speak to all faculty, especially the young ones. Government commits to creating a sustained resource base to support research. This same commitment motivated the NDC government in 2016, when I was in the Ministry for Education, to begin setting up the National Research Fund. After much debate, the bill was passed by Parliament as a National Research Fund Act. This government is once again committed to making the fund operational, and as a result, has set up the National Research Fund Board and its secretariat with an initial amount of 50 million Ghana cedis from the website. Government continues to introduce funding models that enhance access to quality education. One is the no field stress policy. Through first-year students in public institutions to be exempted from paying academic-related fees.
Nana Gihog Distilleries Company Limited Yera Maxwell Kofi Jumah abetodwa say aposifo atonsa ede afreno na enkrache mu a enada na national security for bi eboru ne fie ebra na akra eja wote honom ejojo ne ho na womo eba ye na womo eba ebefa no na ansa na womo efa no ede na akono womo de warranta eyetumi krata ema won kwan so wotimi boru ne fie eba ebeche no womo ede kire no ewo phone so na enkra royal kase yensa ka kire mu a ebra wo mo ba ye no na chese ewura Jumah se de meka wo dwodwo ne ho a na chese nka se de wo mo ye no kwampo no ase wo mo fo so atam ne de na kwatade a na ehye ne mpo no na nka wo mo mpese wo mo ebesesa no na so ne nyina mo no wo mo makwan e ma wo ma na tade fofo hye ya meka sei wakwa kopie mu ewo enkran aposifo atena ye meche police headquarters e won kran na afi wo mo etoto na no na wo ba asante mantama se ya communication director e de ma NPP amenyoko no ye rapport Yandoh ebra ye ne no ebon komo e we kire no e na wo kire mu ese ebra wo mo e ba ye meche national security ba ye so mo ba be fa ye Kofi Jumah no e kwan ya wo mo e fa so na wo mo e kire no na achese akoye ehu kakra na se ase ehu wa bra wo mo susu kwa entumi ankyere mu kwadu pote ya yede abono a enunti no wo mo aba befa no na enkrache mu ase de wo mo ede ne kopie mu e wa posifo atena ye no wo mbo modia e ma mani info miensam e kokoka ne ho a wo mo e na potuka se bebeka se wo mo akwa ne legal representation wo mo kogina mu mrafemo na ase de asem ne beko no wo mo ahwe na watwitwa e de age ye Kofi Jumah na nke ye boye homode se ye nsa beka ye rapport Yandoh na ye na bonkomo na ye bisa no yensa ka ye Yandoh ntino yenkwa amaso ne nkodi nkomo enfa ye Jumah ne nsem no eho port yenka ye mwakwa aba Royal TV so
hello
ye Yandoh ti yenka ye mwakwa aba Royal TV so yo yada se waje bre ne ye kasa wada ma ye se ye Kofi Jumah ene wo
yo ye kama super na Omaya Yumu no a Muslim and a coso see. MPP for Abaya Kotu, you know, the MPP for to Tanku, more yet, yes, Andrea, Ura from Kofi Jumah, were 75 years, and at of 4, I bet 18 Kobo. The Huyan said National Security for the pickups to the new ball welfare. You can't say. Idea wa mosiji se ye de neko aden a omo se car we use as former MD no oden kunja no for the abefi enti no omo ba be fa car no omo nya car na omo de le yes ko na car no e ho purpose ni e che se ni condition of service no che se yes obetimi akoye STC evaluation na board so ama approval na we create ka bi e wo ti opia na car na ye de hu purpose ni na se ya transfer car no ama ni opposite da omo de ne be ko a omo de ne china car mu a pick up mu papa pe ni mu anti se de na se pick up mu akwa to see police central ayi sel ho ama papa ya china ho pitie bia no be fa no sa e ba bi si ahumachi no 9 ahumachi o no 9 no be pick up ebe saa no a omode naba akra ha yi United no ye wo headquarters
ye Yandoh hello ye Yandoh aha
kente umbeba na umbeba mande ate
okay na ye ma ye chikakra ebe a wo mo be fa ye Jumah de na kono sign na esitie ye nya ne ntia sa se rumble style bi ekoso te se de chema wontumi de wo mo di tuo ene akode ahodo te se de sebi wo mo kwache comfortable amwa bi no sa na ye Jumah de no eye ya na
we de won pa bombo ama ne mom no he nipa na ogina wo no a ne nine ba ko ne tuo mienu ne boko enti ne nine left ne tuo mienu and right no so tuo mienu ne nsa ho ne ade nyina abobɔ ho atese wotwe baabia no obetima ku eti pombo de manhu bi ne mom no nipa na ogina wo no etu aye nche and waba and wo ma nsa say order from above enti no ye de ne ko eti nyina no yetima nka hwe ko du he nipa na ogina wo no a ehu nyina no ayo TikTok for mu kura no obetima blast ekoye nyina ene say ye he no a omude papa ise pick up mo de ko ye ma me de ye me ya me say on so no abuma so Kofi Jumah about 2 years ago, Munya Monikia, social media, pass to Papa Wufano. no fan one is what he cry ya get next chimino me kwa me ka say yare e ball no bu Kofi Jumah man so 3 years ano they say don't get an ball no and game by this time o nananu ho and see do because they ain't anybody cry me to mad than e ya we say any say papa e say ba me that mu pie ma almost say be ti na koya eno so aye issue yo nti e wo police idea ye he de beko
yo na mo police ID ho no omo fa kwa adu bia mo na apart from the waka say ye ne car no nti e no be fa no omo fa kwa adu bia e mo no e na bia mo so no o legal representation said ye nya ntie no say tie no wanya bi e wo ho no mana
yo yi omo ka bibia foforo today bi omo pie e free interrogation room ho no be ka bibi foforo dia ene yenim but she de on ka bibia foforo bi apart from car now also what the Kofi no car me so na kwan so a ba e he se ba bidu so mu car na mu be to mu yemu dia fine ye mu bo an to mu yemu a omu no ma ban aba ti bi on be ye no be show
yo ye ni sacha ma won tumi de na ba ye no na kita ni nro ye wa Jumah so ni nro kita wa na wan kasa de atu da se ne ho fa ni
ye car ye no mo ti ase se baba no stadium kai on se about 2 years ago, the other in the car will be a win. You catch on to the rules. Almost in Edo, the crown.
Okay.
Just that, and I know what now, police can back, is center on one down pass. What the plastic was getting here, boy, my fan on the Nabaha.
Okay.
Rest, now, on Jeep, on Jeep, na home cry, or have to.
Okay. Ye wanda na se obetimi asiso se enu ade ye chi ye Jumah wo Kumase na mo ma no pay no de na kwa kopie mu e won kan nya sa
I endra no se no mo se wo mo di flight afi na ti what that no grow up ke the flight bi enu a e be tia ko ba bia asa no mo be ka te de ne bisa ahomache no ma ba be fa na e de naba ye da police ya di wa eno anope ye won de naba ye be do en kan headquarters.
Okay. Me yana wase na ye mfa wonsi ase ye bokoso ana edi a chebe pamo no ye be sign aba wonchen biom ye da se no bre
Me dama
Arafo ya ni ye rapport Yandoh a oba sante mantemase a wona ekasa ema NPP amanyuko no wo mo panin pa ene ye no ebon komo efa ye Max Kofi Jumah ne chie no ehwo no na ye marafo nyina ati ase se wuyi se ye rapport Yandoh oye communication director edema NPP na ye Kofi Jumah ne ya chine ne wo fanso eno no into gitani nura na chese enye nwanwa bia ebekoso ade ene ade akire na de ebepiem aba ne ama ya hwefo ati
Yentua ensem no so yenkopie mu ewo eye Jimira Forest Reserve mu na enkra beka yensane se enanu menda na enya asem keto akra ni nyanse Forestry Commission for ekopie mu ewo honom se omanyante se nipa bonifo mutuefo agudie ewo kwan boni somche Galamseyers ya kopie mu honom a onu etu galabi ho ewo eye bentiko pachi biaye ho na wono ekọ ho no na chese enye ni nyanse amanfo mo ntu eye gala no ene Forestry Commission for no enya asempketua kwa mudi BNI na enye asempketua enso ewo no omuchim se nipa ba kokora editu edwa se emra omunya nti yape ne se safo ndi mika amkombo mu a omo ene Forestry Commission for no ekodi ehyiemu enso ewo no omuchim se wo me bosunta so aduonu enso afi mu ada no omu se nyantie eye reserve for no ma omko hono no safo mutwifu magudi okwan bone so Galamseyers for no ampene ama omo ampamo manfiro no mpamo no akwa de peye penso bi bo ani a ekokoye entokwasem ni na mu no Forestry Commission for kire se omo de ompese omo hwe eboa ema eye reserve ya Ghana ya de atu nyina ya yepese ye hwe eboa ma ye nkwaye no egian nan so no mekoso aboa na onoma bone nyina enso eho eban Yetwa
answer so ade amao abeto dwa se adesuafo a wo musua de ewo University of Cape Coast wo mo atena ye no wo mo ani abre a wo kire mpanimfo se ebabambo ho nsem efa wa akwania be edie eho a enkoyie enam so ama wa ye kire kakra a wo de twe mpanimfo adwene ede esiso se wo makwan a ewura sukuu mu hɔ no enye eno nti mpanimfo ma emehwe emfama wo mo kyerɛ mu akwan a enye nti no enkwanhyia dodo na na esie na afei nso krampo no cars bobo nkrofo rofof ewo hɔ no mu a akoya arehosem enti wɔn yɛ kyerɛ no akyɛkyɛfo nkabo mu kwa wɔn ewo UCs wakrampo de wɔn gye mu bia wɔn nyina kyɛ sasɛm no edika enti wɔn nyina de wano ebeto mu ebie wɔn asɛm a wɔka nyina ne sɛ mpanimfo nhwɛ na animu ya wakwan a enye nti de nkwanhyia eba na anu ada krampo no de suani bi a wɔno eye ne PhD ka board no anyame amfafi anka wɔto anano mo nsedo no mpanimfo mehwɛ no wɔnyɛ na saa na nya no emfi hɔ no emfama wo
Students that have died because of the nature of our road and the speed that the drivers also normally take whenever they are passing through this particular stretch. It is already said that it is a highway, but as we already know, in Biwa, they did something of that sort there, and they have to take their own action. As respected citizens, we have decided to take a pragmatic step to reach out to you so that we can have something being done before we also take our action. Yes. We are pleading that something must be done. And this time around, this sensitization process that we are finding ourselves in, it is one which is action oriented. We don't want a case whereby we'll be giving words of lip services, words that are so sweet for us. No, we want to see action.
We had a spelling bee contest on campus. Students came over to participate, and we lost several of them at the East Gate through an accident. And we wanting to be law-abiding citizens, we are aware that there are protocols to follow. Yet, if you are too much of a law-abiding citizen, things don't get done. Because the laws also allow for civil disobedience. But whilst you are doing civil disobedience, you must be mindful of the state's coercive forces. That is why we have to inform the police service. At least we've reached a gentleman's agreement, and this is something that we are not going to back down on.
Hey! Last year, a PhD student who was about graduating was knocked down by a vehicle when the person has gotten down the car, was just crossing to the university, was knocked down, painfully. And you are aware of just last Thursday one that happened at the West. There are many of them that have happened. Maybe these are the two major ones that are going to school children being school children, yes. And as university professors, we are very much concerned about this incessant road accidents. And therefore, we have planned this awareness demonstration of peaceful marches. In fact, we have planned the major one next week, Monday. That's why we are going to use the road. Yes. Because we are engaging the regional command police for police order. That is why today this is just awareness creation. The major one is next week, Monday.
The constitution is clear about the governance structure, and the governance is
so asante mantemase nsɛmtwɛfoɔ nkabonko no wɔnom ɛto aba ɛwɔ RCC na wɔnom ɛde yi titrani ɛde ama wɔnom na abato ya wɔnom ɛto no nipa mmienu na wɔn ɛgyina sɛ wɔn bɛhwɛ na wɔtom so aba na baako bɛ titrani ɛde ama wɔnom na baako ɛyɛ maame Georgina Amankoma ɛna no pɛyi yɛne no ɛde nkɔmɔ ama wɔde ne suade hu senti a wɔsom to aba ma no na obi titrani ɛde ma wɔnom ɛde atodwa
ɛdaasi the entire many abri said me court chairmanship position and regional chairperson say DJ she said the audi can my serve as president my year secretary da na me who say ye standard no e wo form say ye kekan ye ho kakra e be man na page a change dey wenti many so ade hu pa ne say mebo ama nsentwe adwuma no akoso e wa Asante region titiu ne ye ethics ne ye de be ye adwuma na ma Asante region so ye DJ no ejina brand sesi ana me ka che madam for ba ko say election kitu ebi eni but na Maria ta so say nyame nti nkunimde betimi ayeye de antimi mpem nkoso nti anu na eche me din say de owu bia de adanse gina wa bra edwuma ihu gina wa ye edwuma na che be ye begin me ye senka me nko e na mpenimfo bi frɛ me say de wakuta edwuma no say wugya ma afoforo nko a na ye be ye de e say wu hu say present akra ye start 2030 that time kra na oba tan fe na ma wo foforo nso ye pem so any that time Eriko Poko asese oya agric minister no ene ne di nsa ene ne di nkɔmɔ ama ɔboa yɛ ma yɛnya press center nyame adom yɛse a yɛ rezone ne press center ne yɛbu egu yɛtu anamɔn bebree
mu ewo oswafo ya ohwe manwe ensem so munyamfo muntaka Mubarak Mohammed na odinsem dia to jumja adwumaku nyina wonum anim nensima woka nyina ene se aban behwe na wabɔ wonum makade a woso musaka ema ne bomo adwuma ni gyan na so CPC no ne makoyi yade ama wonum odisanse metudwa ewa abra na jumja adwumaku no makoye ntiye no na wonum epia bonten ababɔ adwumaden e dia bɔ Ghana.
We celebrate the commissioning of 356 men and 222 women who have courageously chosen to dedicate their lives to service of our beloved country. Your confident turnout, impeccable discipline, and precision on the parade ground are not only a reflection of personal commitment, but also a tribute to the excellent training you have received. The establishment of the Fire Service College marked a transformative chapter in the evolution of the Ghana National Fire Service. It was founded with a clear mission to train highly skilled and professional fire officers capable of providing decisive leadership during complex emergency and varied incidents scene. What began as a conventional fire brigade is now progressing into a modern multi-hazard emergency response agency, and this maiden batch of officer cadets is living proof of the strategic vision. Today's graduates enter the service that is facing growing demand. Urbanization, climate change, industrial hazard, and domestic emergencies require our fire personnel to be more prepared, better trained, and more agile than ever. This is why continuous investment in capacity building remains a top priority of the government. The Fire Service College will continue to receive support for infrastructure, logistics, and curriculum development to remain a center of excellence. Even more impressive, the service helped save property worth over 150 million Ghana cedis in the first quarter of 2025 alone, compared to just about 45 million during the same period in 2024. The acting chief fire officer, directors, officers, and men of the Ghana Fire Service, your tireless dedication has not gone unnoticed. You work in dangerous conditions, often without the recognition you deserve. On behalf
na ne ho nsem so monyanfo Samuel Kudje to ablakwa na ode abeto just say Ghana de shebe se wo ha aduwotwe motwe ade a na wo US abrochimani mu nei yabo wo mo ama wo nyina aba wonchi na wo chemu a na nsen America mampani Donald Trump ba ye no wo ye hyehyɛ yahodo efa wona wo mo ewo America mani mu a wo ye amanfafo won krata ewo so wo de tena wonom ene wo hyehyɛ yahodo no wo dada mu sachire mu a eno ena aka obi ama ise dodo na ene wo pam wo mo ede wo ko won kro mu a na de hye wo ha ede wo twen so wo mo enya won de nam so ama yero Kudje to ablakwa aba wonten na waba abechi.
Authorities have confirmed that apart from overstays, all those really very, if you like, troubling matters to do with terrorism, harboring criminals, refusing to accept deportees, we don't fall under that category. We are not a country that sponsors terror. We do not harbor criminals. You do know that recently we cooperated with the FBI and they were here to remove some suspects involved in a $100 million scam. And then in terms of deportations, as I told Parliament last week, we have been cooperating with US authorities. We have so far been formally notified of 188 Ghanaians on President Trump's deportation list. And our embassies in New York and Washington have been complying with our counterparts in the United States. Travel certificates are promptly issued once we see the evidence and it's clear that you really are in violation of U.S. law, and they have every right, just as we also have every right to deal with those who are violating our laws, who are in breach of our laws. And you do know that Ghana also every now and then carries out deportations. We even prosecute and imprison foreigners who violate our laws. So we know that every country reserves the right to carry out these sanctions in compliance with their laws. The only concern we have raised is that it should be done in a humane manner. We should be notified when the final airlifting is being done, so that we will be at the airport to welcome our compatriots and properly integrate them. And I can confirm to you that working with our counterparts at the Ministry of the Interior, Immigration Service, NADMO, we have been receiving, when we are notified,
Yatua and some so enkupimu ewo eye South African emino emu na enkupimu South African emino emu a wonom eye criminal intelligence chief Lieutenant General Kumalu Yachino na chia yachi panyin no wonom ede fraud ne kana hye ehosobo ene de ebo no yakupimu court na nhwemu apakoso ede fa ne nsem no eho na General Kumalu ayeka no asem omchim se na no yawoda ne kokyere no oman no ahinkru airport mu wabra na otukwan ne so mkokodo ano enso ewo ho akopiemu ewo Victoria omo eho court a wo hwe na eho nsem omahwe na omo edi nipa ensia bi so ka ho a omo so eye asommu mpanyifo ahobambo mpanyifo a ede sobo enso ede abo wonum enyina no le ya echim se onifo e osa sobo a wonum ede bono eho enso panyini ene na lefo no bi so court omo hwe asemdie no enso akoso ho nam so ema eye Democratic Alliance okọ South Africa memho no mu a amanyoko ni bi na aka mo abom amanyoko nya aka mo abom a omo ahwe na omo esom mampanyini no eyi mpanyifo mu na esom omo echim se chia chi panyini no munya se bia ka ho emra kwan mu na de achi no so mo hwe na emra ene ni di
ya to aka se ne so ane ekopiem ewo Uganda mainimo abeto dwase wo mampani Yoweri Museveni enei wasan ato nanumutuo se nyame ya adoma afida ba wo mbeto ewo Uganda mainimo na wayi mampani no woginam a ne ni abredendenden wo kiremu a na manyoko National Resistance Movement eye NRM no wono en waso obedi wo mo animo na wo mo kiremu a eye Yoweri Museveni wadi Uganda maino eso afia pem ahankono aduo watwe ensia na chese efi 1986 ene watena konya so se mampani ntino fisha be se aduonu enkono ene wode atena konya so se mampani ewo Uganda man no emu na wo mu kiremu a wo betena konya no so no amamra Uganda wo mo de bo won ho bra no wasesa amamra ni mu ama ene bra ba be so na ye ba beto ba no wasesem na just watimi asa agina eno an waya mu atena so ama ze sei wanya finhia aduo watch 80 eno so wasan ayi ne tie so obesan agina biem enam so mama fododo na kasa se de wo ye ne niam de de asa waye ne ho age aboso ko ba ena Uganda man ne mo no pese wode ye na japade no pese wotena konya ne so a kopim sese bi obewuo ansa na wakon so ye nya ne sa enti wasan be yi ne tibiem no dodo na na sha se kasa se we de enya de a wo mo ebeti ase ama sa de no akoso na so ni nyina mo ne nkra kire mu a dodo na so suro sanse wo ba ye no wa ma asrafo aposifo bambofo ni nyina no waka wo mo nyina hye ena chese de ono beka en wo mo de ye adwuma nti no ebi susu sese wo ma ampere so mpa se de etumi nyina bedi ne nsamo no obechinchi mumra no na wasa atena so ebiem na so ebi nso kire mu a won so ebepere wo mogya ni akeka wo ho ahwe se won moa ema won sai eni so ebiem nti no won behwe ne ebekwa akosi a Royal Television yenso ye de yani ebedi akire na de ebepie maba no ye de ama ya hwefo eno so ena ye gina na kase a ye boaboa no e de ebesom mo e wo Royal TV so no ye de ne nyina esie ye de aseda e ma yen aboafo a na eko e de ama yen editors the speaker ene Mr. Bempa say kase no so ne so e de ema yen afei obaka manechi a Mr. Barnes ene tot ene wo mo hwe ye twa bibia ema ne to mo MCR Ernest Boateng Prince ena na ama wo mo nyina e ho no mo a wo hwe se bibia ebeto mo pron e de ama producers Vasco ena amanyamewa ya yesi nkonwa na ejebre esom mo kasei mo nsomidin e de nana amasewa amoaben menen
osei akwasi hweho
yana mo nyina se amamumo ene hwa adehye
Amanfo amuntie na asem ye niji yedo asa